Good morning, 1 Million Cups. My name is Janya Anderson, and this is Buster, and we're going to be your MCs for today. We would like to welcome you because today is National Teddy Bear Day, right? Who doesn't love the teddy bear? Does anybody know where the name came from? Sir? Teddy Roosevelt, yeah. So this is a very, very important holiday. In fact, if you've been out to Medora, if you stayed at the Rough Rider Hotel, they have a cute little Teddy Roosevelt-looking teddy bear in every single room. This is Buster. He doesn't come from he comes from Dave and Buster's, and you have to play a lot of video games to get one of these. But anyway, he's my little sidekick for today. But celebrate National Teddy Bear Day today. I think it's also like National Wiener Schnitzel Day, but I didn't want to bring one of those on stage with me. That's just weird, right? Like this isn't weird, but all right. Well, welcome. Great to see all of you here today. If you haven't had a chance to download the app, although I think most of you look familiar, go ahead and do I have to advance the slides or do you? You do. Thank you. Go ahead and if you have the app, go ahead and download and check in. That's our way of spying on all of you. No, I'm kidding. It's our way of sending to the National 1MC folks. They know that we love you. They know who's here, and they can kind of track patterns in attendance and all of that kind of good stuff. I don't have a lot of apps, but this is actually one that I do use every week on Wednesday. So it's super helpful also in that it tells you who's going to be on stage and who's going to be coming up. All right. So moving right along. We would like to do a shout out for our sponsors. Some of them are in the room, some are not here right now. But these are the folks that help us. We're a pretty lean and mean group, but the coffee's got to come from somewhere, as well as this beautiful venue that we're in. So if you see these folks, please give a shout out, thank them, or if you would like to see your name in lights, talk to anybody wearing one of these orange name tags and we can get you set up as a sponsor. All right. How many of you, so I do see a lot of familiar faces today, but maybe some not so familiar. Anybody out there, this is your first 1 million cups. Whew, holy moly, we got 3 of you. Woohoo! All right, guys, come on, the rest of you. Yeah! Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. So good, because I have a spiel that says what 1 million cups is all about, and the rest of these folks have heard it like a lot, all right? I'm sorry, you're oh gosh, that's really hard. If I wasn't so fond of Buster, I would say yes. Or if I had 4 teddy bears for the 4 new people. No, I'm sorry. You get free coffee. And you have to listen to me for a little while. 1 million cups is a free weekly gathering. We are on this stage every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., but not just here in Bismarck. 1 Million Cups is a national program. It's in over 250 communities across the United States, where every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., their local time, an entrepreneur or a couple of entrepreneurs get up on stage, they share their story, and then there's plenty of time for the audience to provide feedback, to ask them questions. The whole premise behind 1 Million Cups is, can we change the face of our startup communities over 1 million cups of coffee? So it's really a very much a grassroots effort to support and love and feed our culture of entrepreneurism in a community. So welcome to those of you who are newbies. We hope we can set the hook and see you as a regular. All right. Now, that I mentioned that at the end after our speakers have had a chance to share their information, we have a Q&A kind of period. Sometimes people are a little bit shy. If you're a little shy, if you ask your question to #1MCND, we have someone who's monitoring social media, and they will ask your question for you. We really encourage you we're going to have a mic runner. They're going to be bringing the microphone around. We encourage you to ask your own question if you'd like, if you feel comfortable, but if not, that's all right. And for those of you that are doing the live streaming, if you just ask your question in the comments section, we will grab that question as well and ask it on your behalf. All right. What else? What else did I forget, Evan? Oh, community announcements. So this is a section where we share, anyone can come down and share an event that's going on. So this is not salesy, this is not political, this is just events that are happening within the community. So if you'd like to share those, please come on down at this time. Kirsten? You know what? They're so good, they can change the order. Yes.
All right. Thanks, John. Hi, everybody. This is Kirsten from North Dakota Women's Business Center, where we help women who want to advance their career, business, and leadership goals. So today, again, we've got these business advisings over at Terra Nomad for about an hour afterwards. They're free, confidential, and 15 minutes long if you want to kind of get plugged into the entrepreneurial resources that are in the community. Come on down. All right, I've got another slide, I think. All right, on September 18th, we've got a Core Women event. It's for professional women who want to, it's a professional development training. And we've got Dr. Rhonda Schaefer-McLean. We're going to be at her, oh no, I don't remember what it's called, her place. I'm new in town. Does that still work if I moved here in November? I don't know. But anyways, you can find us on Eventbrite or on our Facebook page if you want to learn more information about it. It's going to be really good. It's a women's health overview, so things to watch for in your professional career. There you go.
Awesome. Thanks. All right, sir, come on down. Oh, you two going to fight about it? Oh.
You first. Do you have a slide? All right. I'm Evan. Just wanted to remind you about DisruptWell coming up on the 29th. This is our 4th annual. If you've ever been to a DisruptWell, you know that this is not to be missed. We talk about disruptive technologies that are really impacting all of us, and gives us a little bit of a heads up on what's coming and how to adjust and adapt to it. So we've got a few of our speakers there. We also do, every year we do a Disruptive Innovation Challenge where we invite companies from all over the state that are doing something disruptive to participate. We've got 3 winners this year that we're going to announce at the event. And the day after, the 30th, one of those winners will be on stage here at 1 Million Cups. So you want to go out to disruptwell.com, grab your tickets. It's all virtual this year, $30, and it's going to be well worth it. Thanks, Evan.
Well, that is super timely, so thank you very much. I might be signing myself up for that. Thank you. All right, and I think, is that it? Okay, sorry about that. We had the incredible self-turning off microphone this morning. It's a handy feature. I don't think we paid extra for that either. It's really cool. Anyway, last community announcement is the Main Street Summit coming up October 7th. Do you like how we kind of talked about those things almost in chronological order? That happened by accident. That's pretty cool. But anyway, 1 Million Cups, we did this last year. We had our event kind of coupled with the Main Street Summit. And this year, if you want to attend, the registration is on Eventbrite, and it's $20 to attend. I think that's the only time you have to pay to attend 1 Million Cups. All right? So I think that is it for community announcements. Oh, we've got one more. I hear from the back. Oh, how could I forget? Oh, my goodness. That's terrible of me. Yes, so if you were here last week and you were paying attention, you'll notice that a few more testing sites have appeared on this week's list. So they have expanded, I think, the testing locations as well as the number of times that are available throughout the days. So you can see that there. And again, remember, if you want to save time in the line, pre-register at testreg.nd.gov. Okay? All right. Now I think I've got a working microphone, and I think we are done with the community announcements. But Hey, if you're sitting around saying nothing's going on in Bismarck Mandan, shame on you. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there to do, right? Awesome. Well, now, should we get on to the main event? Okay, good, because it's pretty darn cool. Today, this morning, we have got Sandy and Steve Jacobson from Brick Oven Bakery. And I am very excited to hear their story because a couple of years ago, my husband and I got to go to Paris. And one of our favorite things is every day we had to go pick up some French pastries, right? Have a little bit of coffee. And so when I found out that they were bringing Paris to us, I thought, oh, sweet. So can't wait to hear their story. Rumor has it this isn't the only entrepreneurial endeavor that they are involved in, so we're going to hear more about everything. So please help me in welcoming to the stage Steve and Sandy Jacobson. Woo-hoo! Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Oh, the clicker. Hi, guys. Wow, that's super bright.
It is bright.
So I have heels on today. This doesn't happen often. So we're Steve and Sandy from Brick Oven Bakery, and that's the only picture I could find of us together because he's always in the back and I'm always in the front. So that's it. So we're going to talk today about our mission, values, future, and struggles. So the first thing is our mission statement. So
I'm gonna stand over here with you.
want to stand with me? Okay. So I guess when we first talked about having a bakery, he was doing the baking stuff, but I was thinking coffee and you know the feeling you get at Christmas time when everybody's happy and warm and excited, and that's really what I wanted for this bakery. I wanted just people to be able to come together in a place that's warm and inviting, whether they want to come and hang out by themselves or if they want to, come and have coffee with a friend and catch up on things, or even come in and sit for 3 hours and do your homework. That's fine too. So we wanted definitely.
My bad.
Oh, way to go.
My bad.
Good job. So, we want to welcome people with a smile and a familiar face, and we've only been open a year, and we've already got some awesome familiar faces that come in all the time. If you haven't been there, I expect to see everybody today. So we want that warm customer service feel. Obviously, we want high-quality products, and that's Steve's area of expertise. We always use high-quality products in all of the baking that we do, and our naturally leavened sourdoughs is kind of where it all started. But we'll get to that slide after. So our values are kind of the same as, the mission statement we want. We're rooted in great customer service, quality products, and we make everything fresh daily. Nothing comes in frozen. We do it all by hand. It takes a long time. And
Yeah.
when we first started, he was actually sleeping at the bakery.
I did. I had a cot on top of the walk-in cooler.
Yeah, because he's afraid of the basement.
It's creepy basement. You've been?
Yeah, it's creepy.
down there.
It's a little creepy. So this is just our sourdough, and this is kind of the beginning of the bakery. If you've been there recently, it's changed a little bit, and we've added on some things. So how we started, this is kind of the slide that really gets us going. So we actually, when I met Stephen, he was already running a business, and that business was lawn care and landscaping. So that's kind of where we started when you were like 20s.
21.
Yep, 21 or
Yep.
so. He bought a lawn care company and started doing that. And after 17 years of running that, we were able to hire someone else to kind of help take it over. And then pretty soon he was home all the time. Yeah, we needed something else to do, right?
Yeah. Needed a hobby, and the hobby turned into a business really quickly. It escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, definitely did. So, so he was home a lot. So we did the landscape and the lawn care company, and then he ended up being home a lot because somebody else was kind of running it, and he was just checking on things. Pretty soon he wanted to start making sourdough bread naturally leavened. And we had this jar of smelly, nasty.
It's not. jar of
jar
starter on
of
the kitchen
starter on the
counter.
kitchen counter forever. And it was like he had to put it here, and then that wasn't hot and warm enough. Then we got to go put it over here. And then, I mean, I was just like, oh my gosh, it was weird to me because I'm not a baker, but to him it was awesome. So yeah, he started baking the bread and
I started baking every day just because you either throw out starter or you bake every day. And like she said, I had a little time on my hands, so I just did what I like to do. So I was baking more bread than we could eat. So I was giving it to the neighbors. I was giving it to some of our customers in our other business. And somebody, I think it was Dottie, said, "Yeah, you should really sell this bread." I was like, "Yeah, maybe, I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work." And that was about a year before we opened. So
Yeah.
it did go from that to opening a bakery in a fairly short time. We did look at, originally, we actually have the plumbing and electrical in our shop out there. When we poured concrete, we thought we would wall that off and just have a small at-home bakery and sell at the farmer's market. And then, the amount of equipment and money invested in that to sell at the farmer's market 20 weeks of the year at the most started to seem like a lot of money. And then we thought, well, maybe we'll rent something really small and just sell bread at a retail store in town. And then we looked at those, and they were small, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then we looked at other space, and we're like, wow, it would be really great to be downtown. There's a lot of great customers down there, but the rent was so high, sorry to take over, but,
Okay.
then,
Go for it.
bread alone couldn't pay the rent downtown because it's a nice place to be, but it's also very expensive. And so we thought, if I'm going to do that, I need to make more than just bread. So that's kind of where we landed on me. I went to San Francisco for just a short bit, took some kind of intensive courses on the French pastries because I was unfamiliar with that. And that's
he's like
really
one of those
about
annoying people that just gets things right away. Even his classmates were like, "You made that? You never made bread before? You never did that before? Really?" Like, it's super annoying.
I like to cook, so it
Yeah.
comes somewhat natural, I guess, doing it. So, but that's the reasoning behind going to San Francisco for that, just to
But
learn
he
how to
can't
do a
remember
few
80s
things.
song lyrics. That's mine. That's
Yeah.
me.
But I'm glad we did that. When we first opened up, our business plan also was to just serve drip coffee. And I think it was 2 months before we opened, we were like, maybe we should get an espresso machine. And also one of the best things that we decided to do, between the pastries and the coffee, it's half of our income.
Yeah.
Bread alone could not have done it. So
Yeah.
even downtown. So
Yeah. Yeah, so I kind of, I worked at Starbucks before, so I kind of had an idea of some coffee things, but, not a ton. And then, so we decided to do the coffee and all that stuff, and then it was finding the perfect space. We looked at a bunch of places in Mandan and just kind of looked around, and then we went on this, Stacy Sturm does this October haunted tour, and we went on this haunted tour, and somebody was redoing that building and putting that black in front, and we're like, I wonder what that's going to be. That's going to be a cool space, whatever it turns
we
out
both
to be.
agreed that day it was
And
going to
then-
be way too expensive.
Yeah,
for
we
us.
were like, we couldn't possibly do that. And then, starting in November or December, we looked at the space, and then we're like, oh, we're doing this, I guess.
Yeah.
And then by May 1st, we got in there and opened September 1st. It was just a matter of talking back and forth. Ralph Eggers actually owns the building. He's amazing. He's such a great guy. And so, we found the perfect space, and, we just decided downtown. Downtown people are they want to help the community. They're just loyal and amazing. So, that's where we wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and that's our oven we first started with.
Oh,
So, yeah, I know. It's been a long time, huh?
In case anybody hasn't walked through the back alley when we opened, we had trouble getting our permanent one installed and listed because it had to be built in France, disassembled, shipped over, and then built. So it took a long time to get
Yeah.
the one that's in there now.
But
So
we needed to get started.
drove to Massachusetts to get this from a brick mason who built it on a trailer.
Had the
So it
best
was-
lobster ever there.
So it was, it's been fun.
Yeah, so now we have that sitting at our house,
Yeah.
just hanging out there, doing nothing. So if you need an oven,
Yeah, if you need a giant bread
if
oven.
you need a giant bread oven, does good on pizzas too. All right, so our 5-year plan, obviously, we were not thinking in this long of terms. I guess we did sign a 5-year lease, so we did have to think 5-year. But now that we know how much the community likes all our stuff, and then it's time to start thinking, okay, what do we want to do in 5 years? One of the things that I'd like to do for myself is we would like to, and this, he started this, and then I was like, we're not doing that. And then, yeah, we could do that. And then pretty soon I'm like, yeah, we could do that. So roasting our own coffee is one of the things that we'd like to start doing. And we get our coffee from Perkin Beans right now, which is amazing. Everybody loves our coffee. But I'd like to go to Seattle and do some coffee classes there and kind of expand the knowledge. We'd like to do dinner services in the evening, maybe once a month. Like, a full service, full meal, and you pay a certain amount, and you can come in and Steve will serve you. Put a little maitre d'.
We actually had
something.
plans,
Yeah.
a set date to start
We did,
this
and then
earlier
Corona.
in the year, and then everything
Yeah.
got shut down, so it's like, wasn't
Yeah.
the right time, obviously, then, so
Yeah.
sometime soon.
So Steve makes great pastries and stuff, but he makes amazing dinners too. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I don't cook, he does. So that's one thing we'd like to start doing is dinner service, and obviously we want to expand the pastry knowledge. Maybe once we get more people working back in the bakery, he can go back to San Francisco and do a little more classes and
Yeah,
stuff.
there's lots
and-
of training programs around the
Yeah.
country to go to, but
Yeah. And then expanding wholesale accounts. Right now, we're wholesaling to the
Co-op.
co-op. Thank you. So we're wholesaling our bread over there, and it'd be nice to have a few other places that would, be willing to, like, give us a chance and wholesale some of our breads and things like that. So that's kind of the 5-year plan. I also just told him this like last week. I want to start doing an open mic night, like once a month or something, like the first Tuesday of every month. My son's 21, he lives in Minneapolis, but he did open mics at Mr. Delicious for years, and he's a singer, guitar player, and it was just a great outlet for him, and to have that would be amazing for these kids. So yeah. All right, most significant challenges, Corona. So I don't have a really hard time hiring and keeping baristas. I don't want to say they're a dime a dozen, but,
there's more that
there's
like to
more
make
that like
coffee.
to do the coffee thing, and more that have like that customer service look and feel that I'm going for. So I don't have a really hard time, but bakers is tough in this community. You can talk
It
a
is-
little bit about that.
It's hard. You're competing with restaurants, bakeries, coffee shops, anybody for that, and there's a lot of jobs available in Bismarck, which is great, but it's tough for us, especially when the hours we're looking for start before the sun comes up. Sometimes we're there at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and so those are the hours to try and fill it, and it's tough. So that's about. We're getting some good people in, but we've had a lot of turnover in the back also. People just get burnt out of the hours, and then when you're short-staffed, of course, everyone works a little longer shift, and then they get burnt out just because of that. So that's one issue we have, but.
Yeah, we'd love to make more things for you guys, but we just need more bakers, so please get the word out, 5 a.m. to 1-ish. So, knowing when to schedule for the demand, one of the hardest parts of the downtown area is just that, one day on a Tuesday, our Tuesdays are generally pretty slow, so we don't make as much, or maybe we don't have as many people, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here, 20 people in line, and you're just like, what? So I think that's really hard for us, and we ran the lawn care company, not anything like this. I mean, Steve went to school for restaurant hotel management, because he's always wanted to do this, but
Yeah, but I mean, this year is not an easy year to obviously try and figure out what everyone's schedule is going to be and what your day is going to be like, because every day is just different depending on how people feel about going out.
the weather, I mean, everything.
It's
is-
pretty hard to judge that. The first few months when we first started opening, I had it down pretty good. We maybe have a few pastries left over, generally didn't run out. Now, like she said, it could be up and down. You can have a 50% swing one day to the next, and
Yeah.
it kind of just depends on what was on the news, or I don't know.
Yeah, we
Who
could
knows?
run out of pastries at noon, or we can have 30, 40 pastries left at the end of the day. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same, that goes along with the how much to make each day. Like, we kind of go back and we look at the week before and say, okay, this is what we did the week before, so we kind of go on to that, but it's still really hard, because some weeks before we made a lot, and then, it sold out, and then all of a sudden, it's nothing, so that's been our biggest challenges, I think. So, yeah, that's it. That's all we got for you. Thank you.
Well, why don't you two have a seat and get comfortable? That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Do you want the clicker back?
No, you,
Oh, I
well,
have to
I do eventually.
Okay.
You can't take it with you.
I won't let you take it home with you, but. All right, so now comes the portion where all these friendly-looking people are going to ask you questions.
Nice,
And,
nice.
and we also have people that are joining us via kind of social, and they're going to also ask us questions.
Okay.
But I get to go first because I'm
Okay.
the MC. So, did you just wake up one morning and say, sourdough? I mean, so you did a great job of telling your story, but I want to know one step before
Yeah.
you started having stuff.
We were
moving
talking
around.
about that. We're not even sure.
I don't even remember where it started. I started trying to just generally cook and eat better, less processed foods, things like that, and bread is one of them that's, I guess, it was a bit of a challenge. Most people don't make homemade bread anymore. It's hard to do, and I like to do things the hard way, kind of hence the wood-fired oven that's a pain some days to deal with. I don't know what exactly got me to do that, and then I bought a couple of books and did some reading, watch documentaries. Those will get you in trouble. But yeah, I just wanted to start making it, and I don't remember exactly what the reason was, just that it was a better product than a store-bought bread.
Yeah, maybe that was it. We were trying to be healthy,
Yeah.
like everybody else. And then we
Trying.
made pastries.
Well, it does have an amazing flavor when you've started it that way with
Yeah.
the starter. So,
Right.
Evan, I know you've got a question for them.
Well, yeah. We went to Paris a few years ago and absolutely fell in love with the baguette. And it's, for any of you that have been there, it's true. Everybody is carrying a baguette down the street in Paris. It's not just in the movies. It really is that way. You see motorcycles going down the street, and the guy's got a baguette in his backpack, and he grabs a hunk
Yeah.
at the stoplight and takes a bite. So anyway, we loved them and came back and didn't really have a good source, so had to read the books and learn how to do that ourselves.
Yeah.
So my question is, do you guys do baguette?
We do sometimes, because we had some requests, but it seems like it's one of those items where I wish we had a bigger customer base for that, because we'll make them, and they're a bit more of a pain to do than our regular breads. It's a different batch, another thing to do in the morning, and some days we'll make them, we'll make 20, 30 of them, and we'll sell 5.
It's
And
crazy
then
because
people
they're
ask
so
periodically through the
good.
week for them, but then when we do have them, we post them on Instagram and Facebook and everything else, and those faces don't come back to get them anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And, they just don't sell as well as the other bread. I love making them because they're delicious.
Oh, they're so good.
Is it a Polish?
It's a Polish, it's not a sourdough. Yeah, I've tried naturally leavened baguettes, and I just don't get the open crumb and the soft texture on the inside. It's one of the challenges, one thing I've been working on. Right now, it's done with a Polish, yeah. when we do it.
Perfect. Okay, I gotta like you on Facebook, and I'll
Watch for
I'll
when
show
they
up
come.
because
Yeah.
it's a pain to make.
I wish
It
more
takes me all-
people would like
Yeah.
them because, I mean, they're amazing.
They-
And it's one of those things you eat that day,
Yeah.
and then when we don't sell them, I take 6 home and eat them all, and I can't do that.
That's terrible.
I cannot be doing that.
Well, excellent. We'll keep an eye open for that,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, so as long as we're talking about things that you make, do you have, what is really fun to make? Because I know you have to make what sells and watching demand, but if you had your druthers, and you're like, if I could just make one thing, this
Bread.
is it. Bread, that's it, yeah.
I do everything else. I have to be able to do everything else, and we do have some great bakers hired in the back to help. But the tedious work of making the pastries and making all the creams and the fillings, because every cream, every filling, the frangipane, everything is made from scratch. I mean, we even make our own almond meal because we didn't like the product we could get. I don't love that as much, but of course they're pretty, and we have some people that really like to decorate and make things look pretty, and so I kind of let them do that. If I could make and bake bread all day long, that's what I would do. Me personally, I just like the method. I like the calmness about it, just shaping and shaping and shaping over and over. That's my favorite thing to do.
That's awesome.
I make the cookies, that's all I do.
Yeah, I don't make gingerbread cookies. I won't touch them. I've screwed them up too many times, so it's all good.
Well, we have a question.
Yep. Hey guys, I was wondering with some of those more unique, like the baguettes and that kind of things, have you guys ever done like where every Tuesday that gets made, or where a specific item is done on a specific day?
Yeah, we were making baguettes every Saturday, and then they sold really well for a couple weeks, and then they just started dropping off, so we kind of quit making them. We also have another one, it's called fougasse. It's like the French version of focaccia as far as flavor and texture, sort of. It's cut, it's a slab of dough very similar to focaccia bread, and then it's cut in certain spots, and you kind of open it up, and it looks a bit like a leaf, like a maple leaf. And then we were doing those every Friday for Fougasse Friday, and they actually did go over really well. It's just they're very time consuming, and we got busy and shorthanded, so we kind of slowed down on those. But this Friday we're actually getting back to doing that again, and then we serve that with a fresh pomodoro sauce. So those are really good.
It's just so hit and miss. Like, yeah, we could have a great Saturday, and then it's very hard for us to throw it away.
Yeah.
Great question, thank you. And we have now one way in the back.
Hi. I was wondering if you guys ever make like pre-made sandwiches, or if you've considered making those and having a refrigerated section for people to come and grab a lunch.
We did think about that a bit, and we started doing something similar right after most places got shut down and indoor seating wasn't a thing. We were making some pre-made like BLT sandwiches and croissant sandwiches with chicken salad and then little packs of small salads. But then as soon as people were able to come in and dine in a little bit more,
The paninis kind of
they
took
weren't
over.
really going very well. But we were thinking about at some point trying to put a small cooler case into our display for some of the items that are better served cold, you know, lemon bars and tarts and things like that. Now we just kind of keep in a cooler behind the counter and just bring them up as we need them.
You know, it's a matter of space and it's a matter of money. Those coolers aren't cheap, and, you know, we're kind of at our peak
Yeah,
right now. And
Space is definitely an issue
and
as
space
well.
is a huge issue. It's like, I don't even know where we would put it.
Yeah.
And, but we do have, like, you can come and get a cold sandwich and soup, and it's like just a little box, and we've got the chicken salad on a butter croissant, and sometimes we do the BLT on a butter croissant, and he makes his own house dressing, which is amazing.
And most every day, like our brick oven salad, which is like a
Yeah.
our version of a Cobb salad, everything's done a little differently on it, but those are always kind of made up earlier in the day. You can pick those up and grab and take to work and things like that.
Yeah.
But not as much as I'd like to have pre-made in the morning for some people that
Yeah.
can't come back at lunch.
And again, it's just one of those things where we need more help back there, because there's just not enough people to do it.
That sounds, but I think some people are going, ooh, I work downtown, I might be swinging by.
Please do.
I think we have another question way in the back.
What has been some of your biggest challenges training employees, and how have you been able to overcome those?
I don't know.
Training employees, you said, right? You know, just figuring out how to train. Like, we've never done this really. We're just like, here, do this the way we do it. I don't know, just do it.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, it was kind of like just threw people at it, kind of. Now we've kind of figured out that we've got a little, you know, a way to train, basically. I mean, even when we first started, we didn't even have a handbook. Like, I don't know, I didn't know I needed one, but apparently I do.
I mean,
and then the baking, it's.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of skipped over one of the biggest challenges, period. It's not on the slideshow at all. It's somewhat embarrassing even to say.
What is it?
Because Frida makes fun of me in the back all the time. I didn't even have any employees when we opened.
Yeah.
She had one girl up front to help her with
Two,
the coffee. I didn't have anybody in the back.
He
By
thought he was
day
going to do
four,
it all by himself.
by day four, I was dead, and somebody brought, and one of the neighboring restaurants knew someone who was out of work and brought him over, and they were like, "Hey, do you need some help?" And I was like, "Yeah, you come tomorrow
Hence the
morning."
cot at the bakery.
You know, now we have 12 people, but I had no help in the back. We just didn't think it was going to be that busy, and so I didn't have any idea that I was going to be training anybody right away. I'm better at just doing things and having someone watch. I'm not quite as patient at training sometimes. Sometimes I want people to just do what I do right now. So I'm not as good at it, so it's something I've had to work on a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely, we have to work on that for sure.
But yeah, our business plan did not show us being this busy, and so we didn't plan on having any customers. And that's why the first week we ran out of pastries at 10
Why
o'clock
would we
every
not
single
plan to
morning.
have customers?
Well, we had planned on customers, enough to pay the bills,
We planned to just bake bread and eat it ourselves.
not enough to pay 12 employees, and it
Yeah,
escalated so
yeah.
quickly that
It did escalate very quickly.
we had to learn really fast how to train people. And
Yeah.
I'm probably not the best trainer, but it was just kind of get in and get it done. you
Yeah.
know.
It's just a matter of like watching what you do yourself and then going from there and teaching them that.
Great. Well, I think we have another question. Aha, yes, sir.
So,
You guys have an absolutely great product. Speak to the inputs that you use and the process that you do to get the pastries the way they are.
Oh, you want secret recipes?
No,
He's a regular. He might take, his wife's a double regular. Just saying.
I have no
We love
interest
you.
in making
We love you.
pastries all day long. I can tell you that. I'll just come visit you.
Well, I guess the key to a lot of it is just having the best ingredients that we're able to source. When we opened, we were actually trying to, for instance, with the bread, we were milling down whole grains ourselves for the whole wheat portion. But the more bread we made, our smaller mills just couldn't even keep up. So we're currently getting a wheat that's already ground, milled down. But that was one thing we wanted to do, but we just weren't able to keep up with it. We were doing it for all the pastries, for the bread and everything. And so that's one thing that's probably not in there that kind of goes with maybe getting a coffee roaster. I would like a bigger mill set up because that's one thing I really wanted to do is use fresh milled wheat all the time. But all the other ingredients, as far as getting the best ones you can, is just ordering the best product. Like our butter, for instance, it's not a typical American butter. It's a European butter, so it's going to have a higher fat content. So it helps when you're laminating. It helps because it's a little more malleable, and there's obviously more fat in it, and so it poofs and raises a lot better.
And checking what's in your ingredients, like when we tried to order almond paste.
Yeah,
It didn't even have
tried to
almonds
sell me
in it,
almond paste,
and
and
it's
I
like,
looked
well,
at the
we
ingredients,
don't.
and it was actually
So,
apricot pits.
check
and I was
your
like, well, that's not even
ingredients.
almonds. So
Yeah.
then that's
So
why
we
we
make
make
it
our
ourselves.
own. Yeah.
He does, not me. Yeah.
But it's just a long time to do everything, and I think the most important thing is not getting prepackaged. And I'm not going to bash anybody for using pre-made icings and creams or anything. It's just nothing we would do. Would it be easier? Yes, less labor, of course, but I just feel like you have better control over your product when you know what goes in it. And I guess I just really like the feeling of knowing that I made
You
it
did
all.
it yourself.
So, but
Well, that's great.
it's just great ingredients, great employees, and a lot of time.
Yeah.
And great customers.
Yes.
Regulars, right?
Right, regulars.
And Mark's always in.
And we have another question.
I, of course, have probably more of a two-parter. When you talk about the sporadic traffic for downtown, have you found that it is anywhere correlated to the weather?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. When it's a little, but
I would say some, but
that's a hit and miss too. Sometimes we'll be like, oh, it's rainy, it's going to be slow, and then all of a sudden it's just it, and then we'll be like, wait, what's going on downtown? Is there something going? Oh, yeah, So we have to be better at watching what's going on downtown too.
bad weather does affect
But
it.
bad weather does affect, yeah.
Like a few weeks ago, we were really doing pretty good. Numbers were picking back up, and we were kind of busy. And then all of a sudden, the heat index was over 100, and it was just crazy hot. It was so dead
kinda
in the
dead.
bakery. People just didn't want to leave their house or their
Yeah.
office. They just stayed in the air conditioning.
Yeah. But we do have that drive-through, so if you don't want to get out of your car when it gets cold.
The drive-through is awesome, by the way.
I
You
know,
gotta
right?
quit calling it a drive-through.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
You know.
we get in trouble for that.
I don't know.
And
We never
Facebook
asked, so it's
posts,
probably not a real drive-through.
Facebook posts have been helpful too, because then you
Good.
can kind of see what it is
Yeah,
that you have
good.
that day, what the promotion is. But the other question that I had is, what kind of adjustments did you make as a business during COVID? Because again, watching Facebook, I noticed some of those. What worked, what didn't, what will stick around.
Yeah. That was so hard for us. Like, we just sat there like, should we close? Shouldn't we close? Should we close? Should we? I mean, we just were like, I don't know what to do. What's the right thing to do? So we closed for like 2 days. And it's so funny because we had that window back there, and people would always say, you should do a drive up. You should do a drive up. And he'd be like, maybe we should do a drive up. And I was like, we're not doing a drive up. I'm busy enough not doing it. And then COVID hit, and I was like, maybe we should put in a drive up.
So
Yeah,
we
walk
took
up.
the
So
2
we took
days.
the 2 days to like run to Menards, grab the cheapest window we could find and some 2x4s, and we have a friend who actually has a glass business. He just started, and so of course we called him, and he was like, yep, let's do this. So we used to display the bread in that window. So we took that window out and put in the slider. And yeah, so we were able to actually keep our inside closed for a good amount of time, which really helped, I think, for the COVID stuff. You know, people felt more comfortable maybe not having to come into the building, and they could just walk up to the window and grab their things. So I think that was huge. And then, of course, you know, the Facebook and the Instagram, just constantly posting every single day, because, you know, people are at home right now, and they were, and that's what they're looking at. And so it was just a matter of like constant posting and specials and things like that.
Some of the menu changed because of it too.
Yeah.
Like the croissant sandwiches with the BLTs, the chicken salad, and even the house salads that we do. Those all pretty much came about because of that.
Because of that,
We were just
yeah.
running soups and paninis, and we were fine with that. But things like that came up so that people could grab something and take it back
Yeah.
to their office much easier and quicker. And those will probably never go, because I mean,
Right.
our chicken salad sandwich is one of the best
Yeah.
sellers we have, period.
And we'll never get rid of the window, because it just has that Paris feel of walking up, not even if you don't use it as a drive up, but just that Paris feel of walking up, getting your coffee, and my chair's outside. I'm so proud of those. I'm just proud of the decor and everything, and it's just came about, and my brain went right there. So an effort on the both of us. But the other thing too is, like, we used to do a different soup and sandwich every single day. If you guys remember in the
gosh, yeah.
beginning, remember that? Oh my
a
gosh,
nightmare.
that was. Yeah, and
I don't
so
know
when
why I did that.
I don't know either. When COVID hit, then we started doing just weekly menu, and that really helped a lot. And now we won't change that either. It'll
It helped
always
us
be
in the
up.
back, but I think it
Yeah.
also helped the customers, because
Yeah.
then you know what's for
Then you
lunch
know
all
what's
week.
for lunch all
You don't
week,
come
and
in
you're
and
not
get a
like-
surprise like,
yeah.
oh, I thought you had
Oh, I thought it was tomato
this.
soup.
Be like, ah, it was
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah,
So it's forced us to make some of those changes, which turned out to be really good for us.
Mm-hmm. yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, that was a great question and great response. So you got some keepsies out
We
of all
do.
this,
We
right?
do.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, we have a question that came in from social media.
Yeah, y'all are lighting it up. People want to talk about Brick Oven on social media. So I got a bunch of questions for you. Shelly asks, have you thought about doing pre-orders? For example, Saturday baguette orders would be prepaid to help with planning and ordering.
Yep, we have done that before. Yep. Just-
Yeah, when we
mean,
do
we could try
baguettes,
again.
when we have baguettes and things,
Yeah, I put them
or all
online
the
to
bread, it
pre-order.
actually is online on our website. You can go and order.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the baguettes are available, that icon would pull up there.
Mm-hmm.
And like right now, all of our bread is obviously on special right now for anniversary, so it's $5 for
No
any
matter
loaf all the
what.
time. So those aren't online right now.
Yeah, I put them
because-
online.
Okay.
Yep,
But
they're online.
I didn't know. Yesterday they weren't online.
They were online yesterday.
But everything else, including the pastries, is online, so you can order them and just pull
Yeah.
up and stuff. So as far as the breads, you can usually order those a few days in
Yeah,
advance.
yeah. So if we
now.
decide, hey, we're going to do, because every Saturday we do a bread and then we do a baker's special, and sometimes the baker's special is baguettes. And so if we do that, we do put that online. The last time we did it, we didn't have one order for a baguette. So
Yeah, we
it's
had
like,
to
I
eat
don't
a lot
know
of
if
baguettes.
people are just not looking, or I don't know if if anybody has an idea of a better way to get that out there. That'd be awesome.
We need a Buy Your Bread on Saturday campaign now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I got some more quick questions from the social media audience, and then I'll turn it over to Janya. Let's just do a lightning round because we're kind of time is going quickly. Is all this information about how unique the ingredients you guys use on your website? Tanya says, I don't think enough people know about this bakery and how it's different from others. Love the Brick Oven Bakery, she says.
Good idea. I'm on it. I'm totally on that. Yeah, no, it just says fresh ingredients, but maybe we need to do that and say that our butter is, the European butter, and yeah, I'm on it.
Agreed.
Consider it done.
What is the best way for customers to know which lunch options are available on a given day?
Go to our website and click on Order Online. That is the best way.
Boom. Okay.
Yep, don't go to lunch on the website. That it is there too, but the best way would be to just go on to brickovenbakerynd.com and then click on the Order Online, and that'll show you everything that's there, because when something's sold out, it'll say sold out.
Right on. Okay, then we kind of get into some hairier questions. I want to hustle up here. I'm sorry. How is working as a husband and wife team? Do you guys have rules when not to talk about business, for example?
No.
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 Business is always
I mean,
on the table.
She really runs the front for the most part. I run
Yeah,
the back for
pretty
the
much.
most part. We
And
don't.
then I come back and say, could you tell your back of the house people to knock it off? And then he
We-
says, yeah.
No, we
We
work
work
really
together
well
really good,
together.
yeah.
So I don't. There's no rules about not talking about it.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
We love being together.
Okay. How do you contact Steve or Sandy about visiting to talk about sourdough?
You can contact me and go to our website, and there's a link for my email. You could just email us. Email me, and then, because I don't even have his email on because he just doesn't have time. So it's more like, contact me, I'll figure something out
Yeah.
for you.
So they have to apply for a part-time job?
yeah. Yeah, if you want to talk to me, you got to start at 5 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
Right.
You talk until about 1 a.m. 1
Yeah,
p.m.
yeah.
Okay, and then Kate asks, what did you learn from your successful landscaping business that's translated into Brick Oven?
Not a dang thing. I don't,
She's right. There's not a lot.
No.
There's not a lot over that, except that, customer service has always
Yeah.
been number one with that.
Yeah.
Whether someone is upset about something, which typically didn't happen, to be honest. But if someone's upset about something, you just make it right.
yeah.
Plain and simple, and just always friendly with everybody, whether it's a lawn care customer or someone in the bakery,
Mm-hmm.
or it's someone for a $50,000 landscape job. It doesn't matter big or small what it is.
Or a $40 mowing.
You just need to
Yeah.
be genuinely nice to everybody
Yeah.
and, be agreeable with them. And if they're upset, you make it right.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you. Can you talk a little bit about the architecture of your building and how you achieved this beautiful French feel inside? Cody Miller, thank you.
Yeah, so the building was pretty much gutted. There was no bathrooms or anything in there, so we had to do all of that. There was stucco on the walls, and we knew there was brick behind it, and that was kind of one of the things that was like, we got to have this because of the brick behind it. We actually went in a little earlier than maybe we were supposed to, and we kind of chipped away a little bit. Yep, there's brick. Okay, we'll take it. We loved that feel of the black. That was already finished. And then we just kind of started drawing it up, like what we wanted it to look like, and then I was on the web all the time looking for chairs and tables and things like that. We actually, the tables that you guys sit at on the inside are actually old wood from an old barn he tore down like a few, I don't know, 6, 7, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I don't know. But we planed them down and glued them all together with the little, what's that called? The little
Biscuits.
biscuits, the biscuit joint things. And yeah, so we did everything by ourselves. My dad's a contractor, so he helped us build the bathrooms and stuff, but only thing we didn't do by ourselves was the plumbing and the electrical.
Yeah, it was, once we knew what was underneath everything, we really knew that it
That
was going to
was-
be the feel we wanted.
That
But yeah,
warm,
there was
cozy.
cement, stucco, and plaster. and steel studs and sheetrock and wallpaper all on the walls, and it all had to come off. And it took us probably a whole month
Just
of
to get that,
taking that
yeah.
off, and we had to use an air hammer and chisel off all the stucco, and then we had to use a wire brush and wire brush all the cement off
We
the
thought maybe the
bricks.
kids would enjoy that, but only about 10 minutes that lasted,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was, anybody walking by, I was probably
Yeah.
in doing that wire brushing brick, people probably thought I was nuts. And it was a bit nuts,
Yeah.
but the
I had a
outcome is
sore throat
exactly
for
what we
2
wanted,
months.
so.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, it paid huge dividends,
Thank
you
you.
too. It's
Thank
absolutely
you.
gorgeous. We have another question in the audience.
How was your feeling from other restaurants and local restaurateurs when you guys were starting out and where you are now with having a brick oven bakery here as either competition or support for something else and what you guys are doing? And just, I wanted to know what your views are on how they view you now as to where you were when you started.
I don't think the view has changed or anything. Everybody was really like excited, I think, about it, and you know, most of the restaurants were like fine with having us. I remember sitting at Terra Nomad and pulling out my tape measure and measuring your tables. How big are these? And I don't know if you knew what I was doing there, but I don't know. I think most people were pretty welcoming, and I think they still are.
I don't think anybody down here, in especially downtown area, feels that we are a competition. I mean, we're not a restaurant. We do
Yeah.
have some lunch, but I mean, we're a bakery at heart.
We're
and
completely
I don't really
different than
feel there's a
anybody
bakery
else.
like ours in town. I know
Yeah.
there's some places that bake some bread, and I'm not gonna get into that. But I mean, I really feel like we're, you know, the only bakery like us, and so I don't feel like we have a lot of competition. We have really great
Mm-hmm.
neighbors. I mean, the girls from Terra Nomad come in and get coffee, you know, when they're closed. The girls from over Hi Honey come over. You know, the husband and wife from
Starbucks.
Pirogue comes over all
Yeah.
the time. Mark's always over. His
Yeah.
wife's always over.
The girls
They
from
are.
Starbucks, when I worked there, they come to the bakery and have meetings sometimes. It's like, oh, cool. Or they'll order online. I'm like, oh, Starbucks is ordering coffee from me?
Yeah, I don't feel like there's,
cool.
I don't
No,
feel like
I
there's
don't
any
think so.
animosity or anything like that. I mean,
Yeah.
we
And
go to,
we
we go to
go to-
Anna Macchina a lot,
A
and then
lot.
all of a sudden, they'll be coming through the drive-through,
Yeah.
picking stuff up from us. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just been, we have great neighbors.
Everybody
so I-
downtown's awesome. We love you guys.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. We have another question from way in the back.
Hi. So, when it comes to hiring bakers, what sort of qualifications do you guys look for in a baker?
Just someone who wants to learn, I would say wants to learn how to do it because they really have a passion for it, not just because they need a part-time job.
Yeah.
I mean, getting up, being a morning person really is helpful too, because if you're a night owl, there's no way you're going to want to get up in the morning. But definitely just someone that wants to do it because you're really genuinely interested in baking or like that aspect.
Yeah, I mean,
People
you-
that just do it because they need a job typically
Yeah,
don't
doesn't last.
really work out.
No.
You have to really like it
You have
to
to
do it.
want to be
It
able
helps.
to do it. You don't have to have any experience. You just have to, yeah, have the passion for it and be like, I love food. I'd love to learn how to make it.
Great. I see that Mark has a hold of the microphone again.
You have 1 year under your belt, and you have a 5-year plan. The one thing I didn't see on there is scaling. Have you thought about taking this to a different market and sharing the product there?
You know, we were already talking about, yeah, we had a lot of things in our, she said, we need a 5-year plan, like in 2 days. I was like, oh, okay. You know, we didn't have one. But one thing was, you know, a bigger location would be great, but I would hate to give up where we are at now. So another location, possibly just as an outlet, and maybe a place to do some of the, you know, some of the baking. Obviously, the brick oven's not going anywhere, so that would
Yeah.
have to stay there. But possibly another outlet someplace, whether it's in a different part of the town or, you know, just some trying to get into
Another
restaurants.
area.
But yeah, we do. I mean, with COVID, it somewhat has gotten slow. But before that came around, we were already thinking this space is not big
It's
enough.
not big
And we
enough.
thought it was going to be way too big. We looked
Yeah.
at places half this size. They just weren't in the right spot. And we thought this was way too big. Now, the
I want-
basement's full, the whole upstairs is full.
Yeah.
It's just,
I want to manage a place in Minneapolis because my son lives there, and then I have a reason to, no.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But I don't know about a completely full
Yeah.
second location with another oven and things like that would probably all be done down here. But a smaller location where we could do some on-site baking of pastries and stuff, maybe just in a different location,
And
is
bring it,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely on my mind. So,
Awesome.
know that.
Well, thank you, everybody, for all of your great questions. We're going to start bringing it to a close. We always ask the last question, the same last question. And Evan, I'd have you do the honors, please.
All right, before I ask that, I'm just going to have to do a shout out to any would-be entrepreneurs out there that might want to grab your mobile oven and like do pizzas or something.
Totally.
yeah,
Give these guys a
Totally.
call.
We'll show you
Start
how
a
to
new
use it.
business. Get on stage here. It'll
Wood
be great.
fired.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You will.
And also, I want to thank everybody here for all the questions today and on social media. That's really the heart and soul of what we're doing here is to get that good back and forth. So thanks to everybody that did that. And now the final question is, and first, thank you guys for taking,
Sure.
this is like late at night for you probably, right? For somebody that shows up to work at 4 or whatever.
no, I'm still there all night
Yeah.
too, so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, thanks
Pretty
for taking the time and for being here. Last question would be, what can the Bismarck Mandan 1 Million Cups community do to better support Brick Oven and your goals?
You know, I don't think there's a way to better support us because
Yeah.
we've got great support. I
Yeah.
mean, more business and more customers is always great, you know, telling
Mm-hmm.
your friends and family just to get more people in. But honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better welcoming from our community.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
been overwhelming.
Super humbling. We're like, oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
just bringing in more friends, more
Bringing-
family,
yeah.
and, you know, having
Getting
your
the
events
word
there
out.
and, you know, just spreading
Yeah.
spreading the word a little bit, but I couldn't have asked for anything different or any better than what we got, that's for sure.
Yeah. Just tell all your friends.
Yeah.
When people want to leave tips with the credit card and stuff, I'm like, oh, we don't do that. I always say, tell your friends. That's your tips to us. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we're always here to ask questions. If anybody wants to start a new business, come to the bakery and talk to us because, we
Yeah.
wish we had had more people to talk to. I wish I'd have known about this before we started. It would have been nice to have, someone
It was
to.
hard to get anybody to talk to
Yeah,
us.
a little
You know,
bit.
even bakeries as far as Bozeman, Montana, they didn't really want to talk a whole lot about it. I'm like, I'm not moving to Bozeman. I just want to know how you
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
But it was pretty
So,
hard.
I mean, we're always there to help you guys. If anybody wants to start anything, just, send us a message and we'll do the best we can to help. Thank you.
Well, thank you both so much. Let's give it up for these two, all right?
Thank you.
Plus, that was a perfect lead-in if someone would like to go and buy their oven on wheels and
Yes.
start a business. They will help you and will get you on
Absolutely.
stage. See the whole circle of life. It's going to
Absolutely.
be great. But no, seriously, if you would
Yeah.
like to join, come up on stage. See these two? Think good experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apply to present. You can go to this website and fill out a very simple application, and we will get you up here. We can share the love, and also come back next week. Next week we have a presentation on the statewide blue zones, which is basically show up if we want to learn what are those factors that help you live longer. All right, which includes eating fresh, good,
That's right.
wholesome ingredients.
We'll see every one of you at lunch today. I can see all
Okay,
your
yes.
faces.
Now you know what you're doing for lunch
Everybody
today,
there.
and tomorrow, and
Enough
next
soup.
week at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
All right, thanks everybody. Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
rest of your day.